tired?
I don't mind it.
Literally dropped 30 degrees over one night. It's crazy.
Whew. I think it got colder while we were out here too. Thank God it's not raining.
Oh, yeah.
Rain,
You guys good?
yeah.
All right, so week 2, how has everything been now that you've gotten kind of time to really set things up and kind of get the team acclimated?
I think the effort, work rate, energy, excitement, the vibe's been really good. We've been focusing on in possession, the builds particularly. So saw great strides just from today to what we did last week. We're doing some 11s inner squad on Fridays, so we'll have another one this Friday, building up towards getting them fit for 90 minutes when we play Kansas City in a friendly down here. So it's all building nicely. We had a few knocks, so we got to get people healthy, but all in all, it's been really good.
I'm wondering what has been surprising or different from what you expected so far.
Surprising. I think, we were talking with my assistant Sam, who came from UCLA with me. He was like, we don't pick up cones anymore. We turn around and everyone's already done it. Like all the fields put away and all the equipment. Like we just have so much support staff that are doing just awesome job. Like from the field setup to taking care of the players to fitness to the warm-ups, everything's just very professional. And knowing as coaches, like we really can focus on the field, on the players, and I don't have to go back and worry about academics and who got trouble in the dorms and that kind of stuff. So I really do feel like it's like for the first time in a long time, I've coached college for 25 years, that I can focus on really what the game and the training, the environment, and how to maximize potential of every player as far as being an athlete. I don't have to worry about the student part of it. So I think that's been it's just a different environment, and it's a lot of fun.
Coach, I wanted to ask about Megan Oyster. Mm-hmm. She was a starter in All-Rain FC, then she went to Houston Dash.
Yep.
She was a starter the same. Are the expectations the same here in the Pride?
Yes, absolutely. We traded for her for a reason, and she's a phenomenal center back with a lot of experience, and she raises the level. She's very fit too. Like when we did our fitness test, comes in ready to play, and she raises our level and gives us depth. And we have multiple players that can play in that center back position, but we would expect her to be a starter.
How has the roster build-up kind of been for you? Just finding the players that you want to play in the system that you want. How has that been kind of throughout this process?
It's been a little different, just with the timing and everything, with the draft being earlier in December, and then trades going on. I think now, knowing more that I know now, I'm like, oh, okay, this is how it works, and this is certain players we may go after in the future, or even our international players when their contracts potentially are up in the summer. We have money right now to potentially still bring in more players. So we're always going to look to add quality to our roster, whatever that might look like. But we're really happy with the youth and the veteran mix right now, and the vets have been huge with leadership and kind of having that servant mentality of like, let me do whatever it takes. And it's, like I said, it's a fun environment. I think on Saturday they came in for the recovery. They got donuts and coffee. They're just just trying to do things to get to know each other and have fun together. And that's, to me, the best teams in the world also are the ones that fight for each other and have each other's back. And I think that's the culture there. This leadership group is definitely developing.
And speaking of those veterans, have you talked to any of them about kind of the leadership roles that you want them to play, or has it kind of been unprompted of them just to kind of take that
That's
up?
been unprompted, and we do have plans to talk about kind of having a little leadership council that includes players that just aren't the older ones. So everyone feels like they have a voice. I've noticed that right off the bat when we've done video or had our first meeting to go over some of our style of play and some of the characteristics we expect out of our players. When we had a time for a little feedback and opportunity for them to ask questions, a lot of the younger players spoke up on day one, which I was really impressed with. So you can tell they're confident, they want to learn, they're absorbing things, and we're playing some players in different positions than they're used to, and I'm liking. So I'm like, like the coaches are on the sideline looking at each other like, that's a good option, and that might work out. So the versatility is going to be huge with some of these players, and they're really eager. They just want to be on the field.
Coach, when you were mentioning bringing more players, is that like forward positions, defensive positions, any position in particular?
Yeah, we have an attacking player that we're looking at that may come sooner than later, and then we're always looking at getting more depth in the back. So we'll see kind of what opens up and what transpires. But I'm always the best player out there possible. We'll fit them in to our system. We'll figure it out.
How far along are you on installing systems, getting things the way you want them, and how do you think the players are adapting?
I think they're adapting well. We've talked about a certain system that we want to build on, and attack one way, potentially defend another way. And we've been all in possession focused these first 2 weeks. Tomorrow's an off day. We're going to start transitioning to some out of possession transition moments, but I think they really like the setup that we have so far. Again, until we really scrimmage somebody or have a feel for like what are some of the strengths or where are we going to be exposed, and then we'll make adjustments from there.
I wanted to ask you about the Challenge Cup. Obviously, the schedule dropped just yesterday, and you know who you're going to be playing. What is your approach kind of going to be with the Challenge Cup, since it isn't really a regular season, it's more just a preseason tournament? Is that kind of how you're going to approach it, just since you haven't really gotten time with this team to try and figure things out?
I mean, it's a great tournament, I think, for all of us. Like, so many of the teams are so many trades happened in the off season. There's no team looks like they did like really last season. So I think every team's going to use it as an opportunity to kind of see what they have and see what players are going to step up, what system they might play, and then for me, I'm always competitive, so I always want to win something, some sort of championship. I don't care what it is, ping pong, tech ball, whatever it might be. So we're going to have that as a goal, but again, each game I think we're going to have answer some questions we might have of the players, and kind of see how we can adjust. Starting with the champions it's going to be tough. They're good for a reason. They're champions for a reason. They got some threatening, attacking players, so we have to figure out what's our best strategy with our team defense.
Coach, any updates on Celia Jimenez?
Updates? Yeah, she has a foot injury. I'm not sure what her timeline is, but it's hopefully in the next couple weeks she'll be back.
What has it been like for you being back with Michelle?
She's all right. She's all right. She's one of the, I didn't really like her as my teammate, but I thought maybe she'd be a good coach. She's been awesome. Just tactically, she was one of the best players in the world for a reason. She knows the game, and her ability to see things out here and go up to players individually or a small group of players and tell them what she's seeing, and she has a lot of wisdom about the game that has been untapped, and being out here and us being on the sideline laughing together and remembering, we had some battles out here in these fields, and we were always pulling each other's shirt, and she said she won them all. I had to kick her a few times probably, but I think the players really respect what she brings to the table, and they are absorbing all of it. Everything. Every time she speaks, it's like, oh, what do you have to say next? So it's great, and she's wanting to impact this team in a profound way. Like we all want to come in here and help these players, individual, team basis, and I think you can ask her, but I think she's having a fun time doing it as well. Aren't you?